Alright, getting back into it. Just ready to meet Adelaide.
Oh gosh, it's so pretty.
It is. Are you a hydroponics expert?
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
You must be Adelaide.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Alright, let's not get
Excuse me,
Edgar Allan
Miss
Poe.
McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often.
No.
Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
Is this your greenhouse? Looks like you've... Is this your greenhouse?
No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice.
Fair. Never knew you could grow tripe in a Oh, come on. I'm surprised you've managed to grow anything out here.
The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer.
The fertilizer, too.
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil,
Those must be the
we
dandelion
put down
looking
new
things.
roots.
Terrible place to put down roots. What are they gonna do? Leave the planet? Why did you leave your old home?
It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject.
Fair. Reed sent me to make peace with you.
Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
I'm just a messenger. I'm not in service to anyone. Living off power that belongs to... Back to the cannery, that's about it. Reed asks you to consider coming back to town. He's willing to make amends. 2.
Make amends? Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess.
He seems the
Like
type,
everything
yeah.
else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Okay, I'm not saying I'm about to cut off your power. Number 1.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
I'm just gonna be honest about the power regulator.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip 'em out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
A hero could also save people from living a life of glorified homelessness. Yeah, I'm not looking to get mixed up in anyone. What have you got against the town?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scrap Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
True. Made your point clear enough. I don't much like you throwing that in her face to get me on your side. Yeah. What do you have against people trying to make a living? Let's say I help you. What happens to Edgewater? Okay, 2.
I'm alright. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear.
Okay. You admitted that you did something wrong. You have earned a point of my respect. What do you have against people? 3. What happens to it?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
You really think Spacer's choice is just going to leave it at that? You think if this keeps up, they're not just going to come at you armed to the teeth? You think Reed's just trying to spite you?
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it.
I need to do some more rifling in this town. I'm definitely going to consider it, but I really don't trust the way anything's going right now.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
It's all I can do, I suppose. What the hell?
Coming.
Oh! So at the bottom left, those are... So are these things... Bottom left... Ah... Is there... Oh. No, no, no. I'm not stealing anything. There's no need. Yeah, the money would be virtually worthless out here. Hello? Excuse me. Okay. Okay. What? Okay, so this is just a bathroom. What am I looking... Oh, okay, so this is a wall of lockers, and I can only interact with the 2 on each end. Okay. Or 1 on each end, the 2 on the ends. Personal files. Okay. Silent Spring. May the Eternal bless my first endeavor. It's been 2 days since I walked away from life at the Edgewater Cannery. Fortuitously, the old botanical labs are still operational. Mostly. The soil's sour. I'll do what I can, but I'm going to need some powerful fertilizer. Tired of having the taste of salt tuna lingering on my tongue day in and day out. Something fresh, something grows out of the earth. Okay, so I'm assuming this is Adelaide. There's nothing signed. Why would it be? Another worker from Edgewater. Ex-worker now. Desertion rates must be climbing. Not terribly surprised. Reed's style of management has always been tyrannical. I imagine an exodus is brewing. At any rate, the worker was in a sorry state. Fever, shallow breathing, delirious. Must have been plagued. Set him right with a diet of greens. He was all better in a couple weeks. Physically, spiritually, he's one of our flock now. I'm guessing she's talking about Thomas. I am hereby repurposing this botanical lab from its original conception as a gear in the soulless automaton of the corporate machine. Greenhouse may look impressive, but like all Spacer's Choice products, it's cheap and unreliable. I shall have to make some repairs with my own two hands. This shall become a nursery. Before it was abandoned, I understand the horticulturists... so it is horticulture. Ha! Failed to produce a single viable crop, something about the soil being too poor. I am determined to find a way. Flora are living things, as sensitive to their environment as any breathing, thinking body. I contend that the crops in this region failed because the corporate scientists tending to them are cold, heartless, inhumane, people acting on behalf of a sterile and inhumane power. One cannot expect our crops to flush with green and reach for the sky under these conditions. The soil is sour, it's true. I don't know quite how to explain that. I'm sure the scienticians will say something about biology or the carbon cycle. It's interesting that she calls them scienticians and not scientists. Like, scientism is obviously its own weird pseudo-religion here. But, like, biology and carbon cycles are just science. I can conclude after months of my own experimentation, the secret to is love, attention, compassion, and a natural fertilizer bursting with organic materials. She keeps mentioning fertilizer. Like, that could just be droppings left by specific animals or even people. Or she could genuinely be churning... She might be killing people and turning them into fertilizer. Go with the usual thing of... Okay. So, nothing of the other numbers opened any other entries or anything. No. Hello. Oh, I can't read it. Okay. Oh my god. I've got the gold teeth. It wasn't Marauders. Adelaide, I was right to have my doubts about you. But I don't know to what degree I was right. I want to be wrong about you having malicious intent, but you're just not giving me enough to work with on your side. Examine. So that's it then. Zoe! Okay, this is her room. No more Edgewater, no more cannery. Jumpsuits, gloves, yes ma'ams, and would you like another's? I don't know why I'm writing this down for posterity's sake, because I've always hated the cannery, and I don't think I'll ever have to look back on this journal many years hence, and I tell myself, oh wow, I did hate the Veil once, didn't I? just because I got sick. Everybody gets sick. Well, okay, I got sick and I grabbed a little too much adrenochrome. Is that really a crime? I gotta treat myself when I'm sick, don't I? Whatever happened to personal responsibility and surviving by one's own bootstraps? Oh, but you misappropriate one box of adrenochrome and suddenly you're committing larceny. Okay. So she's not above criminal activity. Please, Pavarti, come in.
On my way.
Pavarti, come on. Do I? Okay, thank you. Well, today's the day, Zoe. Today is the day you take your destiny into your... Grace talked about the marauder threat, bands of wild, free-spirited bandits living in camps out of the hills, warming themselves by the light of fire barrels, probably mounted the heads of their enemies on spikes as a warning to folk like me, living a life of comfort and ease, free of any rules. I bet they could take the whole region if they were organized. Been tucking away some of Adelaide's food, and I've got some spare cans of salt tuna. Should last me a couple weeks if I ration. Got some adrenochrome too. Everybody loves adrenochrome, even marauders, right? Got odds those marauders will let me throw in with them if I dangle a couple syringes of adrenochrome before their eyes. Is adrenochrome addictive? This is gonna be great. Look out, Terra 2. Bandit Queen Zoe's origin story has just begun. Gonna have a whole gang of marauders at my beck and call. Maybe I could even score some Rizzos. Well. I was hoping it would have a little more nuance. I don't want to steal the poster. I want the poster, but I'm not going to steal it. Okay, I'd like to sleep. Oh, for a minute I thought this was smoke for some reason. Okay. See, I don't know how... What happened to the door? Okay. So, is it like just dark? I'm gonna say it's just dark. So let's go with 9 hours. Okay. Okay. Well, it's bright now.
Something I can help you with?
Stefan... Questions
I'll help
about
if I
Zoe.
can.
Oh, okay, I can't just tell you. Okay, Grace is up there. Ooh. Mock apple.
What is it?
Questions about
I'll tell you
Zoe.
what I can.
Okay. Oh,
What is it?
I'll leave you be. Okay, so do I just go get Zoe? Hold on. Companion quest. Fistful of digits, few kindred spirits. Okay. Head to the camp and see if she's okay. I'll... Oh, okay. I was wondering why I couldn't just mark it. Alright. So, thing is, I don't have any reason to think they're not still gonna shoot on sight. I wonder if the Marauders are an actual, like, fully legit faction that I can, like, increase my reputation with and everything. Okay. So, save. Hi? Can I talk to you?
Something there.
Can
Here
I
they
please?
come!
Okay. So that is interesting. I was right about her going
Not a peep
towards
for me.
working with them. Thank you, Pavarti. Actually, so at this point, I think I'm getting more of a grasp of how the game works. I really should go ahead and just start putting points down. Dialogue, tech, ranged. And okay. Alright, now perks. Back. Okay. Apply. Accept. Unlocked location hit effects for tactical time dilation. Hitting enemies in different locations during TTD may... Okay. Combat dialogue. When attacking the correct type, they are automatically debilitated. Okay. Perks. I can take 2. They're not slow, you're just fast. Here's a Katrina. Applied science. Magazine size of science weapons. Nietzsche's reward. You deal in... Nietzsche's just an interesting character, so seeing him referenced here is neat. You deal increased damage based on the number of flaws you have? Wait a minute. Details. Like, flaws. I don't have any flaws. I mean, that makes me sound horrendous, but, I mean, there you go. Reputation deserters, slightly positive. Well, more positive than negative, at least. Companions have a lot to teach about killing. Okay, so I'm really given to things that increase experience, because it's like, you get it early and it just pays off the rest of the time. Fast travel when encumbered? Hey! Negotiator. But you... Okay. Quick and the Dead. Increases carrying capacity, few bits more. See, why would I worry about getting Pack Mule when I can get Traveler? I don't know. Precision. Unsanctioned adjustments. Companion crit chance. So I'd get Applied Science, but I don't think I have any science weapons yet. Like skill, long guns. What is this? Shock. Impact hammer? Like, what? What determines whether something's a science weapon or not? Lone wolf. See, I don't want to be alone very often. You've grown healthier in your time outside of stasis. Plus 50% base health? Okay. So I don't know how often I get perks. But I kind of want to increase these two. Sprint speed, walk speed. Like, I'm not usually in a hurry, so I'm not too worried